Hi guys, today I'll be talking about how you can optimize your website, your Duda website, to be even faster than it already is, right? Because as mentioned in my Duda SEO video, if you haven't already seen that, I'll leave a link in the description below. Duda designs their websites or develops their websites to please the Google algorithm in terms of site speed, right? So they implement a CDN, content delivery network. They implement image compression. They implement all these different things. Duda find the Duda speed. But effectively, they actually they provide sort of Gzip impression. They press all the different sort of CSS, JavaScript, HTML, all these different things. So it's really good, right? And that's why I like to put all my clients onto Duda. And I would recommend anyone, if they're going to build a website, go for Duda, right? However, recently, Google PageSpeed, they've actually announced a new update. As you can see here, implemented a major change to the way it tests page speed and provides results, right? And recently, one of my clients was hit by that quite hard. So he actually commented on one of my videos recently, right? He actually commented on one of my videos. Find it before we did the phase 4 audit for him, and he's talked about how just go to video, and he talked about recently, in the last month, the Google page speed is measured changed, and they're working on an update, and it's gone from 2 seconds to 8, right? So obviously, Duda has been working on different things and how they can actually adjust this, improve this, right? Because this is a major issue, right? Because page speed is one of the main things that Google has admitted is a ranking factor, right? So it's really important that they stay on top of this. So today I'm going to give you a couple of tips that I did for Khaled that actually helped his website to be a bit more faster, right? So I'll just show you first of all, before I get into anything, if you want my free Duda SEO checklist, please just join my Neat Crowd SEO and digital marketing Facebook group, and you'll be able to get it in there. Effectively, it consists of all these different things that result to page speed, obviously, primary core foundational SEO issues, indexation, site architecture, all these different things. And what we do is we take all of these and we actually create a phase 1 top issues section where we just go through all the top issues and we fix them as we go. And that's what we do at the start of the campaign. And that is what I am conducting for Khaled today. So we start off the phase 1 audit, right? And then we figure out the phase 1 issues, right? And if you haven't already seen the full, I did do like a video on the full audit that I did. If you go onto my channel, you've got the phase 4, phase 3, phase 2, and phase 1 audit. You go and watch that. You can watch the whole thing, and you'll be able to get a better understanding, right? So if you want the free template, just join my Neat Crowd SEO and digital marketing group. And once you join, I send you the link to get it, right? And you also get the site architecture template and the email template. So it's worth it, right? Anyways, back to it. So one of the things on the list, on the top SEO issues and limitations was page speed, because that's one of the key things, and it was quite bad, the page speed, as you can see here. GT metrics, so I recommend using GT metric web page test. So what this gives you is a nice overview of the page speed score, the YSO score. So this is pulled from Google. So this is the one you really want to be optimizing for in terms of SEO. If you're not familiar with Google PageSpeed, they actually use something called Google PageSpeed, Insights. So yeah, this one. So I'm not going to show you the result just yet. But effectively, what it does is it gives you a score based on your page speed, and you really want to be optimizing for the page in terms of conversion rate optimization and sort of increasing the I've lost the word now. The user friendliness of the site, right? Because no one likes a slow website. So it's really important that you optimize for the page speed. And currently, before I did a couple of optimizations, it was 69%, and it was 7.3 seconds, 102 requests, and this size, right? So what's great about this platform is you can actually start to see some of the different things and some of the reasons why it is slow. And you can actually start to look at different things, right? So right off the bat, I noticed that a lot of this was being taken by YouTube videos. And the thing about YouTube videos is you're actually asking another website to how do I explain this? You're actually requesting, so that increases your requests, your HTTP requests. Actually requesting another website to bring that video over onto your website to load it, right? So when your website is loaded up, it has to ask YouTube to load up these websites for your website's fully loaded, right? If that makes sense, right? Because it's important that you decrease the amount of requests you have. You don't want to ask too many websites for too many videos, too many things, too much. You don't want to be getting all these different things from different websites, because it takes longer, and it has, the website, the browser has to ask all these different websites to, pull these, YouTube videos onto your website, right? I hope I explained that well. I think I may have over explained that a bit, but effectively this isn't good, right? One of the first things I recommended was actually implementing these videos, however, in a HTML format rather than actually asking YouTube to implement these videos onto the site. So as you can see here, so I put notes from Leo. From analysis of the website speed reports, the amount of video content within the website is slowing it down. Therefore, I'm going to upload videos in HTML MP4 format to improve the speed and reduce the HTTP requests. So one of the great things about Duda, right? Recently, they actually brought out an update where you can upload your videos manually rather than having to ask, you embed them from YouTube, right? And Khaled actually has quite a few videos on his website, right, which is great thing. It's great for SEO and things, and great for conversion rate optimization. It's really good, rather than having loads and loads of text. So Duda actually enables you, rather than to have a link in here, you can actually download the video to your local files and then upload it into the site in a sort of HTML, format, right? MP4 format. So this is excellent, right? Because then you're not having to ask YouTube or Vimeo or Dailymotion, whatever it is, to send that video over to your website before it's loaded, and your website doesn't have to keep on, your website doesn't have to load all these different things before it actually loads your website fully, right? So that really slows your website down, clearly. As you can see here in the GT metrics, most of these are YouTube videos and things like YouTube. So the main thing we did, right, was I went through, as you probably have guessed, I went through to all the different, videos on the site. So I went to that video, I went to this video here, I went to a bunch of videos in these pages, especially patient testimonials. There's like 4 videos on here. So I actually went through and I downloaded these videos, my local files, and I re-uploaded them to the website. And what you can use to download these videos to your local files is a platform called 4K Video Downloader. I really recommend it. All you have to do is copy the video URL and then just paste it into here, and it starts downloading it. So that half the page speed, half the amount of requests, and really condensed it down. So as you can see now, if I show you, sorry, I've got that cough. If we go down to after optimizations, GT metrics, so as you can see here, it's 3.9 seconds. The page speed score is 87%. Obviously, it's not excellent. The optimal amount you can do is under 2 seconds. That would be great. But you have to work with what you've got, really. Especially because this is Duda and not WordPress. Duda is, obviously WordPress, you can download all these plugins to optimize images and things like that. Obviously, Duda does do that for you, but we don't know how far they, how much they do this, right? They could optimize an image, but not optimize all images, right? Because from what I've been looking at, some of these images still need optimizing. For example, if I can find an image, there was a couple of images that were showing up as not being fully optimized, right? So that would be something we look at. But anyway, back to it. As you can see now, page speed is a lot better when you compare it to the previous report. 7.3 seconds, 3.9 now. 102 requests, it's 68 requests. The page speed score, which is probably one thing we focus on, 69%. Now it's 87%. When we go to page speed insights, it's 98 on here. Mobile could do better, really 69, but I mean 98 is really, really good. Be awesome if we got it up to 100. So yeah, so what I'm saying, guys, is go through, re-upload. If you have loads of videos, bulk videos, big videos, take out the videos, download them to your local file using this platform, re-upload them in the HTML format, or download them as M4 and re-upload them with the new Duda update, and that will actually make your website faster, just like we've done for the Florida TMS clinic. Another thing I did was one of the things that I noticed was Caleb was actually pulling in down here. I can't really show you at the moment, but originally he was pulling in a map from the Google My Business, right? It was embedded from Google, right? It was an embedded map. Probably seen them before. And the thing about this is, right, it actually slows your website down when you do this, because you're again requesting from another website or another service or another provider some sort of widget embed, and they have to every time they load up the website, has to ask that page to load in that widget, right? So by reducing the HTTP requests, you want to kind of see if there's different ways you can test and change these different things so you can improve your web page speed test. You kind of just have to look at, with your eyes, you kind of just have to look at the website and just look at different things where they're being pulled from. And what I did, right, was I changed the map from the Google My Business embed to a widget that Duda offer called the map box, right? So I changed it to the map box. It's exactly the same. The good thing about it doesn't show up any other business really. It doesn't show up many other it shows up some businesses, but not as many as the Google Map embed. It also, because the Google Maps embed if you're signed into your Google, it shows like where your different locations. Shows all these different things. You can actually go in, and look at the streets and stuff like that. And all these different things are kind of unnecessary, really, and it starts to slow down your website. So using the Mapbox widget instead of your Google My Business embed speed up your website, right? So you're not asking another website for a widget, right? I hope that makes sense, because what you want to do is just look at your website, look at different things, and see if you can kind of replace them effectively. That's what I'm saying. If you can kind of replace them and adjust them. Obviously, you want to look at the data that GT Metrics and other platforms like PageSpeed, Insights, and things like that. You want to look at the data that they've told you and actually start optimizing from there. As you can see, I looked at the data in the first report. I noticed loads of YouTube videos were being indexed. So I thought, right, Duda has just released out an update. We'll utilize that and upload our videos in a sort of HTML format, right? Again, if I can show you, so Google Maps, right? Google Maps, right? So as you can see, Google Maps was taking up a lot of room, right? So this is what I looked at and I thought, right, how can we reduce this and optimize the site so it doesn't do this? And that's what I did, right? So I replaced it with a widget. I hope that's okay, guys. That's all it is for today. Just a couple of tips that I did. Thought I'd provide some value to you guys. Again, if you want the Duda SEO checklist, join my Facebook group. Also, if you want me to give you a free phase 1 audit, send me an email. I'll link my email in the description below. Cheers, guys.